Okay, class, so here we are, once again looking at homework 7. I hope that homework 5 and 6 were a little bit easier. These are the homework assignments that are due week 8, so let me go ahead and catch that from my screen. Let me open this up. And let's look at the requirements of this homework assignment. So we're looking at a very simple scenario where we're looking at customer size, customer location, product type, and number of errors. So when you analyze the data and you see this hodgepodge of pluses and minuses, this plus and minus is simply a symbol to denote the size. For example, customer size. If there's a negative, such as there is one here, this is a small customer. If I look at the customer location, this is this line right here. According to this, the negative is foreign. So right now I have a small foreign, and then in this case another negative denotes commodity. So a small foreign commodity. And the number of errors in this case is 19 when you have this combination of qualities. Notice this one. This is customer size. So in this one, customer size is large, where for a positive. Customer location is negative, so it's still foreign. And product type is negative, so we're still looking at a commodity. In this case, when you have this combination of qualities, we now have 14 errors. And you would read this accordingly. You read these across, and this is the number of errors you have per. So what I've done is I've set up a scenario to show you or share with you as to how to approach this the easiest way so that the homework isn't that cumbersome for you. And I will upload these. These are simulations that I do in my on-ground class, which I'm going to share with you. Okay? Part of your happy holiday. All right, here we go. So, let's see. So what I have here is customer size, customer location, product type, number of errors, as such. And what you want to do is you want to look at the customer size effect, customer location effect, product type effect. Average error is large, average error is small, average error is foreign, average error is domestic, average error is commodity, average error is specialty. And then down here we have the interactions. So we're looking for effects, size and location effect, size and product and location. So I will assist you on how to do this. It's quite easy. The first thing you want to do is when you look at average errors large for customer size effect. So I'm looking at customer size effect. For large, I'm looking at the positives. So I'm going to highlight this for you for a moment. Just look here where I'm highlighting. Okay? Those are the cells that we are referring to when we talk about large customer size effect. But the actual numbers are over here. So when I match this with this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight these respectively. And this is where I'm obtaining that average. So in this case, I would say equals. I could say equals average if I wanted to, or I could just do parentheses and do this plus this plus this plus this plus this and close that parentheses. And obviously we're going to divide by 4. Okay, I'll repeat that process on this one, but this one is for small. So in this case, when I do the average errors for small, I'm focusing on the negatives. So in this case, I'm going to say equals, parentheses, 19 plus 16 plus 15 plus 13. Close that parentheses and divide by 4. All right, and now my customer size effect is simply equal to this cell minus this cell. My suggestion to you as well is perhaps to put ABS in front and a parentheses. This guarantees your answer will be positive. For customer location effect, you're going to repeat the same process. Here's customer location. If I'm looking for average errors for foreign are the negatives. So in that case, I'm going to focus on, again, customer location, which is where we're looking. And if I were to highlight this, let's say I use green. Well, actually, we relate to negatives as red, right? So let's use red. Pinkish red, I guess. I use these two, and there you go. And again, if you notice, I'm not focused on these cells, because if I were to use those cells just as a demonstration, this is what would happen. If you did this, plus this, plus this, plus this, and you divided that by 4, you would get nothing but a value. It would just say value, because the computation makes no sense to the program. But if you change these to D's, now you're using these cells, the ones that you see here highlighted in the outlines. Okay, hit enter, and there you go. For domestic, I'm looking for the positive, so in this case, let's go with the green for the positive. So greens and greens. So this is going to equal, again, parentheses, this cell plus this cell plus this cell plus this cell, and again, all of that divided by 4. Oh, I did that again, didn't I? Wow, that was great. So we're going to change that to D, and D again, and D again, and D again. All right, so your final answer here will be equal to this cell minus this cell. Okay? So that's the idea of what you're doing here. Now, when it comes to, I'll let you do this one, by the way, product type error, that's on you. I'm going to show you how to do size and location, and hopefully that'll help you. So notice that for size and location, the first thing I'm going to do, well, let me delete the color so it doesn't confuse you. The first one is positive. So when they're positive, I want you to notice that I'm focusing on the ones with the same sign. So for this to be positive, I'm looking for those two to be the same. And yes, those are both negatives. Think of the product rule, or the rules for negative times negative is a positive. Think along those lines, if that helps. The ones that are negative are going to have inverted relationships, such as these two. If you notice these two both, see how those both are negative? Plus, minus, minus, plus, right? And that's how you're going to select these cells. So in this example, what you're going to want to do, and just for the sake of highlighting, I'm going to do this just to help you. We're going to look at positives in green, and we're going to look at negatives in red. Okay? So, if these two are the same, I'm going to highlight them both in green. These two are the same, green. These two are identical, green. These two are identical, green. These two are different, these two are different, these two are different, these two are different. If you notice, there is a connection between this. So I'm going to minimize this for a second so you can see the big picture. You see how this is positive? Again, minus, minus. You see how this next one is negative? This is plus, minus. So these two, respectively, are red. Notice how these are red, too, right? They correspond. These two are positive. They're both green. So in this case, this is going to be green. So you're going to highlight these two as well as being the same. Plus, plus, minus, minus. You have one more set of positives that's up here. So this one's also going to be green. These two in the middle are opposites, plus, minus, minus, plus. So they're going to be in red. All right. I know this is kind of tricky mentally, but just trust in me here. Okay, so for positive in the first line, when it comes to these values, we're going to focus on the interactions. So I'm focusing on the positives first, and then I'm going to focus on the negatives. I'm going to take the positives and subtract them, or excuse me, subtract the negatives from the positives. So in this example, what I'm going to have is equal to the absolute value, put double parentheses. We're going to do the positives first. So the green number plus this one plus this one plus this one. We're going to close that parentheses, divide by 4. We're then going to subtract, put another parentheses, and now we're going to focus on the red. So you're going to say this value plus this value plus this value plus this value, and we're going to divide that by 4, close parentheses. So just for the sake of you visually seeing this, that's how this would look in terms of the numbers and how you will allocate the numbers respectively. You may have to look at this part of the video a couple of times just to make sense of it, because in our thinking structures, we really don't think this way. But there is your effect size for size and location. That's what that X represents, size and location. You're going to repeat the same process for size and product. So for size and product, you're going to come over here and you're going to look at size, which is this column here. So let me get rid of the highlights for a moment. So you're going to focus on size, which is this one here. Here's product. And you're going to repeat the same process for that one here. Okay? For product and location, then you're going to look here. You're going to, let's get rid of the highlight. We have product and location. So let me just do this one. All right, so we're going to take this out. And we're going to highlight this in gray. All right, and so there you are, product location. That would then be this particular set of values. Again, remember the positives are used when both symbols are identical. Okay, so one more time, if I'm looking at this, these are both positive because they're both the same. They're both negative, 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 negative. When you look here, these are opposites, so those would be negative because you have a plus minus, plus minus. So this value should correspond with a negative here, etc. Okay? If you have questions, you can always reach me. Same formulas applies to this one as well. And you can talk about this, we can talk about this a little bit more if you have questions further. At this point, I'll leave you to this. I think you should be okay. And good luck with the assignment. I will be posting a case study shortly.